Hi, it's Selena. Welcome to my channel or welcome back. And either way, I'm so happy to have you. And I don't know if you've been watching, but if you just happen to run across this video, you've joined us for what I call Selena's 31 Days of Spooktacular Scares. And I've been talking about scary things that I've researched. And I've been having a good time doing that. I've had some problems, and I want to address that. Of course, I had some problems with getting videos up late. And here I'm trying, and sometimes it seems like everything's going wrong, but you have to press on, you just do. But I wanted to apologize for, even though it's not my fault, the comments being disabled on yesterday's video about the ghost and spirit pictures. I did not do that. And when I looked to find out why, I really still don't know. It said I hadn't actually violated anything, but they gave a list of things, but they kept bringing up safety of minors. And if you've ever uploaded a video to YouTube, you have to put if it's for children or not. And I even went back and double checked it. I put that it wasn't. I got in touch with YouTube and asked them, but I haven't heard anything back. But I'm so sorry that happened. I did, I did the voiceover talking about that, and I apologize. It wasn't my fault, but I apologize. But I love getting your comments. Know that I do. So if they do that to me again, no, it wasn't me. So, anyway, what I want to talk about today is some famous pop stars that have experienced their own supernatural. They've had their own supernatural experience. And I think you'll find this interesting. I know, really, I've been lucky enough to meet several, considering I live in Kentucky, to meet several celebrities. And I've been lucky. Everyone I've met's been nice. And I think for the most part, I know there's probably a few that it's like anybody. I mean, people are different. Some probably, I'm sure nicer than others, but I've been lucky so far. And yeah, they're people just like us. But we're interested when we hear of something unusual happening to them. So go take a look at this and enjoy. First up, we have Selena Gomez, who said in a 2011 interview that the house she was living in was definitely haunted. She had witnessed the ghost of a little girl wearing a white dress. And also, this was witnessed by her then boyfriend. And she hadn't told him anything about it. And they were sitting together one time talking, and he looked up and he said, "Oh, oh my," or something like that. And he was startled by something. And he said he had seen the little girl too. And as I said, she hadn't told him anything about it. And I don't know if she had told her mom or not, but her mom also witnessed the little girl. But Selena says that she doesn't think she's harmful at all. So, yeah, it sounds like she was living in a haunted house. Selena also has a ghost hunting app on her phone, which she showed to Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show. And I think it sort of freaked him out. She wanted to try it out there in the studio. And it said something like, children, is what it said. And I think it freaked him out a little bit. He told his band to stop playing the creepy music they were playing. And also, she said she was at a venue one time and the ghost app started naming people in her life that she knew. So, sounds pretty interesting. I don't think I'd want it, but it sounds interesting. The next one is Ariana Grande. And she had an experience, her and some friends had went to, and I'd never heard of this place, Stoll Cemetery in Kansas. And this place is said to be beyond haunted. It's called one of the seven gates of hell. And it's said that twice a year the devil himself, one being Halloween and the other is sometime during the spring. The devil actually pays a visit there. And people actually think of this as an urban legend, but not according to Ariana and her friends. Because as soon as they pulled up, she started to feel sick. And her friends just felt very negative and a very uneasy feeling. It just came over them. And then they smelled the smell of sulfur, which is never good. And Ariana told them, she said, "This is scary. Let's just leave." And but before they left, she rolled down the window and she apologized. And she said, "We didn't mean to disrupt your peace." And then she did take a picture. And what was on the picture was really creepy. It was the face, it was three faces, and it was the faces of textbook demons. And she knew this because she had looked into this kind of thing, and she knew what they looked like. And it was really creepy. And she put the picture up for a while on her Instagram, but she continued to have supernatural activity, so she deleted it. And what was happening with her is when she would try to go to sleep, even, with her eyes closed, she would have intrusive, like, images that she would see, like shapes, and a lot of them were in red. And as well as that, she also heard whisperings and loud banging. And what is really weird is the day after she took this picture, she tried to send it to her manager. And it kept saying that the file was too big. It wouldn't go through for her. And she didn't understand why this was. And then she looked, and it was 666 megabytes. Okay, that is really, really freaky. And I don't know how she got rid of it. I hope she did. I really do. But that is some kind of crazy. And I'll never go there. That is for sure. Miley Cyrus had some activity when she was renting an apartment in London. And one of the first things that happened was that her sister was there and she was taking a shower. And Molly heard her scream. And of course, she went to check on her. And what had happened is the water had turned hot. And it didn't just go from cold to hot. The knob had actually turned too hot. And she didn't do it. The sister didn't do it. And it was burning her, and she was red, and probably lucky that she wasn't hurt any more than she was. And Molly also had her own experience. She said when she had been taking a shower, she saw a little boy sitting on the sink watching her. And there was more paranormal activity that went on, and of course, she was renting anyway, but she eventually moved out of there. Allegedly, Lady Gaga was supposedly stalked by a ghost. And I say that because this, as far as I could find, hasn't been said by her, but it was said by someone who knew her that she was haunted and stalked by a ghost. And this supposedly happened in 2009 when she started her Monster Ball tour. And during that tour, she was supposedly followed by a ghost named Ryan. And it was unknown as to how the ghost attached to her. It could have possibly been from a venue where she played, or maybe she bought something from an antique store that had him attached, but that's not really known. But he was with her, and he wasn't being violent toward her, but she was just totally freaked out by his presence. And she found it more just annoying. And like I said, it freaked her out more than anything. And he was supposedly with her on the tour for about 3 months. Then, when she got to Belfast, she'd had enough of it. And she got in touch with a medium and got some of her friends to go with her, and they had a seance. And she confronted Ryan and told him to leave her alone. So after she did that, it stopped and he left her alone and he hasn't bothered her since. Now, like I said, this may or may not be true, but that's a very, it's never good for him to have a stalker, and a stalker ghost sounds even worse. Now, this next one sort of surprised me. It's Cher. And you may know her now as a solo artist, but that hasn't always been the case. And apparently, she's had her own experience. Cher was once with Sonny Bono, and it depends on your age. If you're of a certain age, you probably already know this. They sang together. I think they started in the 60s and were popular in the 70s. And I think probably everyone's heard their uh, trademark song, is what I would call it, I Got You, Babe. But they sang together and it became romantic, and uh, they they were together a total of 13 years. And for 6 of those years, they were married. The marriage didn't work out. And I don't really know what their problems were, but apparently they looked past that because I think they were civil to each other. In fact, well, I think they may have even been friends because she spoke at his eulogy, and which they had a child together, so it's good if they stayed friends. But sadly, Sonny was killed in a skiing accident in 1998, and now I don't know if she's still in the same house, but uh, the on the article I found, and I didn't find a date on it, but she said she felt that Sonny was in her house, his spirit. And I think she more felt it than anything, but she also said she believed it was him that was he would play with the lights on her chandelier. So I don't know, they say love never dies. Maybe they loved each other, but just it didn't work out. I mean, I'm speculating here. But yeah, that one kind of surprised me.